Let's record. I'm gonna start. Um, Today we're gonna learn like the fundamentals. So pretty much we're going back, but with more detail. Um, well, it'll be recorded so y'all can go back if y'all want to like jot stuff down or different things like that. Y'all can. I should have said, hey, have a pen and paper handy, but this is where I'm learning. I should have said that prior because there's a lot of information given, but it also is recorded, so you can always go back and listen and get the information from there. So, what does it mean to be healthy? Can somebody tell me what they think it means to be healthy?
Um, Eating right.
Okay, that's a part about being healthy. Someone else?
Being secure in yourself. Because if
That's
you're
a part of,
unhealthy, you'll never be secure in yourself.
okay. You got one, Yasmin?
Sorry, I'm preparing my nice healthy meal for dinner. Creating an equal balance of all of those aspects to create a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So it says, if you're young, your health routine will consist of going to the gym to build muscle or lose fat. If you're older, your focus might shift and you want to avoid many of the common diseases. So between young and old, people have different reasons for being healthy or for doing what they're doing. It says there's no clear definition or set rules for being healthy. Indicators of general health create a balance of physical, mental, and emotional health. So, the first section talks about the three things is training, diet, and mindset. So, training and exercise. It says be active in some way every day. Some type of way you should be moving around every day. Start small and walk more. Take the stairs instead of the elevators. Those are little steps of changing things in your day to day. It says you don't need to hit the gym every day. Finding something you love doing that suits your lifestyle and you can commit to it at least a few times a week. Because some people are like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, but then never go to the gym because that's not something they even like. That's why I tell people find something you enjoy doing. If you enjoy dancing, turn on your favorite music, set your Fitbit or whatever your thing is, and dance it out for 30 minutes and have a good time. You laugh or whatever the case may be. That's your activity. If you decide you like jump roping, go at it. You want to go jogging, do that. It doesn't have to be in the gym. It doesn't have to be like structured workout. It just has to be something you enjoy doing and you are going to commit to doing so a few times a week. It says Lisa Cruz, but that's Asia. I don't know who Lisa Cruz is. So, diet and nutrition is what you put into your body. Eat healthy on a budget with foods from local supermarkets because people think, oh, eating healthy is so expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. People make it expensive because they try to find the most expensive things. They be like, oh, I need to get all the superfoods and I need to get all of this. No, you just need to start with basic vegetables and lean proteins and stuff. It says there are countless easy meals you can make with fresh fruits, veggies, and lean proteins that are not expensive. So, mental health and mindset, reducing stress and increasing mental well being is your focus. Stress reduction is identifying your main source of stress and eliminating them or managing them where you don't worry about them all day. Mental well being is creating healthy habits that allow you to build healthy relationships with others and take time for yourself and actively relax. People do not actively relax. We take naps by accident. Like, Dad, I just fell asleep. It was not on purpose. We do not actively relax. Everything is by an accident. You dozed off by an accident. You sat down for too long. It's like, oh, I should be doing something else. We need to actively relax. People are like, oh, you know how to relax? I sure don't. I'm always on go until I I'm somewhere passed out and wake up at a weird hour. It's like, oh man, I didn't mean to fall asleep. But we have to intentionally take time for ourselves. So we have to actively relax. It says diet, how does it affect your health? To make the right food choices, your diet should deliver the nutrients your body needs to function properly. People say diet, but this is like your lifestyle. Your lifestyle should include, because I don't like the word diet. So your lifestyle should include things that will help you function daily. It says, but you don't just provide these nutrients through the right foods, it also the right time that matters also. Some people like, well, I ate 3 times a day, but if you ate at 8 o'clock in the morning, then 8 o'clock at night, then midnight, and it's like, yeah, your body's not functioning right because that whole gap in between the time that you ate, you going downhill. It says proteins and carbs are most important before and after you exercise. The quality of a diet is classified mainly by its macro and micronutrient content. Macronutrients are those nutrients the body needs in large amounts, like protein, carbs, and fats. Proteins help build and repair tissue. Dietary fats helps hormone production, and carbs is a quick source of energy. Because we realize when you take carbs out of your diet, you feel so sluggish. So you need carbs help with energy. Micronutrients are nutrients the body needs in smaller quantities, like vitamins and minerals. But there are other properties that make food good for you, like antioxidants. Do y'all know what antioxidants is? It's a fancy word y'all be seeing on y'all stuff, but do y'all actually know what it is? What does it help you with? Anybody can tell me what they think or what they may know about antioxidants. Yes.
Okay. I know they talk about them a lot in like cancer prevention and things like that. So I would assume that leans to like your immune health.
Mm-hmm. It says
I have no
antioxidant.
clue.
Huh?
I have no clue. I just know it's good.
You just know it's good. You don't know why, you just know it's good. Well, antioxidants are important for fighting free radicals that results from oxidation causing diseases. So getting enough antioxidant is especially important for the older we get. Foods with high amounts of vitamin A, C, and E, or beta carotene and selenium and lycopene are especially rich in antioxidants. Those are the things you want to have a lot of, especially as you get older, because when you're younger, your body kind of does well with those things. Then you have bioflavonoids, which are what makes some fruits and vegetables so brightly colored. These pigments are also found in red wine. That's why they said red wine is good, but it's nasty. It says they are a special class of antioxidants necessary for vitamin C absorption. They have anti-inflammatory properties and can also strengthen blood vessels. Omega-3 through 6 fatty acids. We've heard that too. Omega-3, that's it's on everything. If it has omega-3, it's good, it's great. But then it's omega-3 and it's omega-6, and those are fatty acids. It says both are 2 types of essential oils found in fatty fish, eggs, walnuts, some oils like flaxseed oil, and several studies suggest that they protect against heart disease by lowering triglyceride blood levels. So these are the things that are really, really, really great. And they also improve brain function and mental health. Probiotics. Y'all heard of probiotics, right? Everybody heard of probiotics? Those are microorganisms that improve and benefit your GI tract. They aid in balancing the flora found in your digestive system, making it easier to absorb nutrients while also decreasing the number of bad bacteria. So it's the good bacteria in your body. And prebiotics. I never heard of prebiotics until I started learning this. I didn't know there was a pre and a pro. But prebiotics also help balance flora in the GI tract. It also increases calcium absorption, and they are found in whole grains like bananas, honey, onions, and artichokes. How the wrong diet can hurt your health. The effects of a bad diet will creep up on you slowly. Eventually, you will see your health deteriorate faster than normal. The disease directly linked to poor food choices is heart disease, which is the nation's #1 killer in men and women. Diabetes, which can be avoided by a healthy lifestyle, but a bad diet will increase your chances of getting it. High blood pressure can lead to heart attacks, strokes, heart failure, or kidney failure, often caused by buildup in your arteries. And high cholesterol and osteoporosis are also other things that a bad diet can aid in. And up to 30% of cancers can be linked to unhealthy lifestyles. Now we're going to learn how to eat for longevity. Calories explained. Your body's weight is dependent only on the difference between the amount of calories you consume versus the amount of calories you burn, which is called your calorie balance. Like, it's literally that simple. I don't know why we make it so complicated. If you burn more than you take in, you lose weight. Is 1 + 1 is 2. But that's not so easy because people are not focused on the calories that they ingest versus the calories that they burn. Calories is energy needed to raise temperature of 1 liter of water by 1 degree Celsius. That's literally what a calorie is. And it's like, what? That don't even make sense. It says when you eat food, you consume the energy that's stored within the food. Energy can be stored for later use in the muscles and liver as glycogen, but that fills up quickly, so the rest is stored as fat. So whatever your body takes what it needs, and the rest of it is stored as fat. So that's why they tell you not to overdo your calories, because there's nowhere to store it but in your fat. And this is how we gain weight, because we overdid the calories where there's nowhere else for it to go but to the fat. So calorie balance is 3 different states of calorie balance. You can only be in one state at a time. You have negative calorie balance, which is when you burn more calories than you consume. Nutri-calorie balance is when you break even, then your weight remains stable. So when you see your weight don't go up and down, that means you're at a nutri-calorie balance. That means you're burning and you're like it's as plateau. There's not one more than the other. And then positive calorie balance is when extra calories are left over and then they stored as fat. That's when you gain your weight. So then is body weight and health. Your calorie balance is the only determining factor of your long-term body weight. How much do you eat will determine how much you weigh. Why you should control your calories. You can eat only healthy foods, time your meals perfectly, and take the best supplements and still gain weight if you don't control your calorie intake. It says, look at your weight to see if you are getting enough energy. Low body weight and health. If you don't supply your body with sufficient calories, your weight will decrease to a point that it will affect your health, aka starvation. Being underweight for too long will deprive your body of the building blocks and energy needed to maintain your immune system. Their people are more prone to infections and diseases. Calories are needed to maintain bone and muscle mass, which will suffer. Now, high body weight and health. Excess body fat, which impinges health. A large amount of body fat weighs down the body and wears down knees and other joints more quickly. Larger tissue masses require more blood to be pumped through them, to which leads to high blood pressure and heart problems. Body fat stores secretes hormones which negatively affects your health. This usually happens because they raise bad LDL cholesterol levels and lower good HDL cholesterol levels. Being outside the healthy weight range doesn't always lead to terrible health, because the effect of body weight on health is influenced by time. So how long you've been overweight affects how much long-term damage will occur. If you've been overweight for like a year or 2 months and you plan on going back to being healthy, then long-term damage will be minimal or non-existent. But if you've been overweight all your life and don't plan on changing anything, your health will definitely deteriorate more faster than normal. The primary role of your diet should be body weight optimization. This means if you do nothing for your diet other than watching your weight and staying within a healthy weight range, then you will still enjoy the benefits. It says adjust your calories that get you to a healthy weight, eating less or moving more. So you have to change one of those things. You're either going to eat less or you're going to move more. But one has to change in order to be effective to losing weight. The Twinkie diet. When I read about that, that was like the most interesting thing ever. So the Twinkie diet is it was to prove that weight loss comes down to calorie in versus calorie out. Just losing weight comes with a series of health benefits. There was I can't remember his name, but he was like a scientist and he ate a bunch of snacks, but he managed to always be at a calorie deficit, meaning he made sure that his calorie in wasn't as much as the calories he burned. So and he got enough protein through protein shakes just to ensure health. So he did this for 10 weeks. He just ate junk and had protein shakes just so he didn't die. So after 10 weeks, he lost 27 pounds and reduced his body fat percentage from 33 to 24%. His blood work improved. So that proved that no matter how small the weight loss is usually a health benefit. Instead of trying to lose large amounts of pounds at once, take baby steps and celebrate every pound lost. So he could have lost way more weight if he would have did all healthy stuff, but that wouldn't have made headlines. So he's just showing you can eat whatever you want as long as you're at a calorie deficit. Meaning I ate all this junk, but I burned way more of that than I took in. So then I'm gonna lose weight. So most people who eat poorly are not active. They go hand in hand. Now, if you eat poorly and you active, you could kind of still lose weight. But if you are active and you eat, you say, they have like an 80-20 rule of that. I'm gonna eat healthy 80% of the time, and my 20% is gonna be like my cheat meals and stuff like that. And I'm gonna still work out, and that's going to, even with that, you'll still lose weight. It says prioritize long-term progress over short-term changes in weight. People do a lot of these get skinny, fast diets, all these fads and stuff. It says a lot better and beneficial to lose 10 pounds in a year and keep it off than to lose 20 pounds in a month, only to gain it back in the next month, which a lot of these diets do. Well, if you do this, you're gonna lose 20 pounds. 9 times 10 to 20 pounds is water weight, and the minute you drink something else, it's gonna come back. And that's just science. Fad diets, like the latest fad diets, never work because they're short term. They don't change any lifestyle things. It's just a real quick, I'm gonna drop it, but then you're gonna gain it back because there's nothing maintaining the lifestyle. Your goal should always be strategical long-term improvements, one at a time. Some people try to change everything and no one sticks to everything. That's why I try to focus on changing one thing in a week and then you build on that. Okay, if I can go a week and I drink more water that whole week, the next week I may want to try a little jog or a little something else, but not putting too much on yourself because eventually you won't stick to it. Now, this is how you find out your calorie needs. So you want to know how many calories your body needs every day or expands every day, and how many calories your body uses, which is called the TDEE, which is the total daily energy expenditure, which is the number of calories that your body burns in one day, is how many calories burned while resting. So you have your calories you burn while resting, because if you have like a little smartwatch or whatever, it'll say you could be sitting down doing nothing, but your body is still inside of itself is still moving and working. So you're still burning calories while literally doing nothing. So then when you add a certain amount of calories on top, depending on how often you exercise. So okay, so then pretty much it's a math problem. It says if you were to consume roughly the same amount of calories as your TDEE, you would be in a neutral calorie balance. So if you that means it stays the same. That means you don't gain or lose. And if you consume more calories than your TDE, you would be in a positive calorie balance, which would means you would lose the weight. And if you consume less calories than your TDE, then you would be in a negative calorie balance. Balance. When you to calculate your TDE, there's an online calculator that you will go and do it. But if the calculator is off, it says you use estimated TD value and consume this number of calories every day. So then you monitor your changes in your weight and then find a calorie value where weight doesn't change. So when you find out, like, say you went a whole week and you weighed yourself the whole week and your weight did not change, then that's your daily, your TDE pretty much daily, because it stayed balanced. So then okay, in order to lose weight, I have to burn more than that within a day. So for example, a 180-pound man, he's 6 feet, he's 25 years old. If he was to assume if we was to assume he trains 3 to 4 times a week at high intensity, his TDEE will lie anywhere between 2,500 and 2,700 calories per day. So if you start with one of those two values and diet accordingly for about 10 days and 2 weeks, then if after this period you see you're gaining weight, you will have to decrease your initial calorie value, because now you see, okay, that's not working, I'm still gaining. But if you are losing weight, then you increase it. So you want to do it more so that you can lose more. So it said this value will be a lot lower if you do not exercise, or if you do not or rarely exercise, then the value will be very low. But if he didn't exercise, his TDE would be 2,000 to 2,200, almost 500 calories less per day if he didn't do anything. So they say, like, they have the chart with the healthy weight ranges. So for myself, I'm 5'7". So my healthy weight range is 190, which technically my goal is 200. The lowest I would go is 190, but that would be my normal weight for my height range. Any questions? Because I feel like I was just rambling.
One question: how do you find your like your optimal weight? I don't want to say what the standard is, because the standard I don't think is made for us. Because the standard for me, I'm 5'8", and they say I should be 145 pounds. I would look like a bobblehead on crack.
See, mine's is not that. See, mine's pretty much was kind of well rounded up, because 5'7", 190 was pretty much my goal anyway. Because I felt even at 190, I wouldn't be skinny. I would still be, have a little weight on me. So I would have to find the one which is the one I learned. They had a list. I would go and I would send that to you, because that pretty much seems more for us.
Because like I said, the one that I guess modern medicine uses will have me looking like a bobblehead on crack, and I'm not interested in that. I'm Black. I want to be curvy. You know what I mean? With a flat belly, a nice booty, all that good stuff, and I'm willing to work for it. But
Okay.
you can't tell me 145 is
at 5'8". Yeah.
No, it's not going to be anywhere close. So by
Sure,
those standards, I'm always going to be overweight. So that's kind of why I'm not looking at those standards anymore. But
it's so, like, people look at the standards to give them an idea, but it has to be where you're comfortable at. Like, even with people who do the weight loss surgery, like, I don't have no control on how much I lose technically. I'm going to lose a certain amount anyway. But if I got to a point where I felt like I was too low, they can help you get back up to where you're comfortable at in a healthy way.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Because I don't want to be skinny either. I still want to be plus size, but I just want to be fit. I want to show that you can be fit and plus size. I never wanted to be skinny.
Got it.
I want to know what are macros. I wanted to know because people be like, you have to eat according to your macros, and I wanted to know what are those? What is
The
that?
macronutrients.
Yeah.
I said that earlier. The macronutrients are those nutrients the body needs in large amounts, which is protein, carbs, and fat, which is the trifecta, which is I speak about that. Just give me a minute. There's a lot to go through. But that's the I passed all of this. Pass that too. Which is that's the trifecta. Those are the three major things that you need to focus on. Yeah, that's the fundamentals. I'm gonna get to that. Which is even my the app that I use, Varitastic, it breaks down because those are the three things that they count, which is your carbs, your fat, and your proteins. Those are the three things. Everything else is kind of extra, but those three things is the main focus within your diet. Oh, I'm past this too. I'm moving along.
I know you talked about carbs, but what are carbs that you can eat that won't cause any harm? Like, because I know white rice is a big no-no.
I'm coming up on the quality carb sources. That would be
Okay.
I'm about to run through that right now. And then I think that's about in there. Hold on, let me see where my ending point is. Okay, yeah. So just stick with me. This is what we said, the 80 to 90%. It says stick to healthy foods and keep your calories in check. Then you can fill the rest of your diet with whatever you like. As long as you create that balance and you do the things you're supposed to do, you can add in a piece of cake, a cookie or two, or whatever the case may be, because you ate well 80% or 90% of the time. So that cookie or that slice of cake is not going to make the difference from day to day. This is when they say you do things in moderation. Because when you start cutting things out completely, then you won't stick to it at all. So the fundamentals, it says get the majority of your protein from complete or complementary protein sources. You're supposed to get the majority of your carbs from mostly whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. And then you get your fats from sources of monounsaturated fats, or healthy fats. And you mostly consume mostly foods high in vitamins and minerals. So quality protein sources are, in the dairy and egg section, is Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, Swiss cheese, eggs, milk, and whey protein. Those are like the top sources you can get your protein from. Then high protein meats is lean cut steak, ground beef, pork chops, chicken breast, and turkey breast. And then high protein seafood is tuna, halibut, salmon, and tilapia. Those are the high protein seafoods. And then you got high protein canned foods, which is like anchovies, corned beef, sardines, and beans. And then you have your high protein snacks, which is like jerky and peanut butter and nuts. And then high protein vegetables and vegan are beans, leafy greens, chickpeas, nuts, nut butters, tofu, and chia seeds. And then you got quality carbs, high carb whole grains, which is whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, and whole grain cereals with no sugar. Then you got high carb fruits, which are bananas, mangoes, apples, oranges, and pears. And then you got high carb legumes, which are beans, peas, and lentils. Then you have other sources of carbs, which are regular and sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal, and tortillas. Those are also good carbs. So all of these carbs are good carbs that you want to have a part of your diet. Then you have quality fat sources, which are sources of unsaturated fat, which are avocados, salmon, olives, olive oil, nuts, and nut butters with no not processed nut butters. flaxseed, tuna, dark chocolate, and sunflower seeds. And then you have saturated but healthy fats, which are whole eggs, high quality meats, full fat milk, and chicken breasts. And then you have sources of trans fats, but there's some to limit or avoid, which is like pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, and any type of fast food and any type of fried food. Those are sources of trans fat. You limit them or you avoid them altogether. Any questions so far? No? Everybody good? Says how much protein, carbs, and fat, which this is the ratio between these three macronutrients, is your diet is called the macro split. Depending on your goal, you will need more of one macro than the other. So this is the trifecta of things that brings your diet together. So in protein, you will have, for fitness folks, for people who are active, you will need 0.8 to 1 grams per pound of body weight. So per your pound of body weight, you would do 0.8 to 1 gram, and that's how much protein you would need if you are working out. If you're just a regular person, then you would need 0.3 grams per pound per day of body weight, which is around 0.5 grams per pound of body weight is a good value to start. Your ideal daily fat intake is 0.3 grams per pound of fat-free mass per day, which is roughly 15 to 20% of daily calories. If you limit saturated fat intake, avoid artificial trans fat, and favor mono unsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which are good fats. So you want 15 to 20% of your daily calories to come from there. And your carbohydrates, there exists no minimum carb intake. However, eating carbs does come with some benefits when done right. I recommend a minimum intake of around 0.3 grams of carbs per pound of body weight per day. So if you go 0.3 times whatever you weigh, that is the amount of carbs you should be intaking in a day. What about the remaining calories? If you want to build muscle, make sure to get enough protein and carbs. That helps build muscle. Nutrients requirements that change as we age. So the things that change as we age are calcium, which hormonal changes after the menopause can decrease calcium absorption while increasing the loss of calcium. The general RDI for healthy adults is about 1,000 mg of a calcium a day. But as we get older, this can increase to about 1,200 mg, especially after 50. Make sure you eat enough healthy foods high in calcium. I take calcium. Let's see. My calcium is 500 mg because I do get some calcium from food. So I only need 500 more to make sure that I stay within a good range. So it says 100 milligrams is for most healthy adults. So iron. Iron is vital in carrying oxygen to your cells. Iron deficiencies are common, especially in women because of our menstruation. Women are generally recommended to get around double the iron of men, or about 18 to 20 mgs instead of only 8 to 10 mgs. So I take 65 mgs of iron because I had the surgery and I don't get a lot of iron in from food. So vitamin C aids in the absorption of iron. So usually they tell you to kind of take those things together so that it absorbs it better, or take it with orange juice and it will absorb the iron better. If you supplement, don't go crazy with supplementing because you can overdo it with the supplement. And like people who overdo iron, your body cannot take that much iron and it starts to mess up your liver. Now, water. How much should you really drink? Now, I learned a lot with this one because I always heard drink half your body weight in water. But this says something different. It says water is a vital part of your body's detoxification system. Water is used to digest food and shuttle nutrients into your cells. Water is needed to keep your ears, nose, and throat moist. Water keeps our joint cartilage lubricated and supple, which is vital for preserving joint health. Brain cells require a delicate balance of water and other chemicals to function properly. Dehydration will slow you down mentally and physically. How much water? About 20% of your water intake comes from food like fruits and vegetables. I didn't even know that 20% of your water intake comes from fruits and veggies. And they tell you, let thirst be your guide. See, me, I don't get thirsty. So I will be somewhere dehydrated because I don't even know what thirst feels like. I know my lips be dry, so that I know that I need some type of fluids. So the guidelines is 2.7 liters, which is 3/4 of a gallon of water for women. So 2.7 liters is what you should be taking in a day. And that's if you do not work out. That's just a regular day, 2.7 liters. Now, for a guy, it's 1 gallon for men per day. Now, if you work out, then you need 1 liter of water per hour of exercise on top of your daily water intake. So if you work for an hour, then you need 3.7 liters of water in that day. Now they say, what kind of water? They say tap water can be contaminated with pollutants, which we know. And they say even bottled water contains chemicals from the plastic leaking into the water. So they tell you the best type of water is filtered tap water is the best. Which you buy a little Brita or whatever, and then they tell you that is the best type of water because it literally filters out the chemicals. That means you need to buy a filter, Yasmin. Any questions? No questions, no questions. Questions, concerns, comments? I know next week we'll be learning about the different diet breakdowns, like the keto, the intermittent fasting, and they'll tell you what each is and who is the best person that can benefit from that, which I think is really helpful because people, they try these different diets and stuff, but these are the top ones that I guess are the most used, and they'll explain good, bad, or whatever to them. Eventually we're gonna because we were supposed to do movement, but with learning this, everything moved around. We're gonna literally create each of you a workout plan, like if you're going to go to the gym or you're going to be at home, based on what your goal is and what you're trying to do. So some people go into the gym and they just walking around and like, I went to the gym today. I know I want to tone and stuff, so I put that in, and because I didn't want to skip ahead whatever in the lesson, so I put it in and it gave me what to do, and I was like, wow, like something so simple. It told me how to warm up, or like I went and spoke with a freaking what is it, a personal trainer. Want $300 a month. That's a lot of money for somebody. And then they only meet with you once a week, and it's like the do-it-yourself package. So they train with you, and then the rest of the time you on your own. What am I paying you $300 for? So I'm like, with this, I'm learning on my own how to build workout plans, and I can help people not wander around in the gym, or what they can do at home to resemble being at the gym. So that's will be in the coming week. So we're going to meet weekly, so that way there's not so much time in between, which will help us stay more accountable for the things that we're trying to accomplish. So every 2 weeks go by, and it's like, girl, I forgot everything that I was supposed to be doing. So weekly, I think weekly check-in is better. And then with the group, being more active in the group, speaking more in the group would help other people be more comfortable speaking in the group also. Because, people are still like, oh, this is my journey, or maybe I don't want to say this because it may be embarrassing, or I don't know. But if you speak, other people are going through the same thing, if not similar. And it helps to have the space for everybody to be able to speak freely without judgment on whatever it is they're going through or they need help with. So we each help each other to get to where we need to go or need to be as far as our health. And I'm going to be doing, it should have started already, I'm going to post in a thing, a 21-day self-care challenge. So it's like a little chart that I created, and each day you're gonna do the one thing on the chart that resembles that, to do something for yourself in that day. So it'd be little small things like take a bath or dance just because. Like, it'll be things, but it's your time for yourself, uninterrupted, on purpose, intentionally. And then I'll be sending y'all out some meditations, especially for the morning, to put us in the right mindset to get through our day and have positive, affirmations and stuff flowing through us. Because we're working on everything, inner, outer, and our mind.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm not gonna keep you too long.
So in the group, would we only be talking about fitness, or are you switching it up where you can
We'll be
talk about more than just fitness?
No, the group, it's an open forum to whatever you're going throughout your day. Everything is health. So if it's something bothering you, that's a part of your health that affects your health, or whatever the case may be. So we'll be talking about mental health. We'll be talking about physical health. We'll be talking about things to help your mind, all types of things.
Sounds
But
great.
all to help us, self-care, self-love, all of those things will be what we will have going on in the chat.
Okay.
And even
maybe you should write something letting people know.
I will. And even day to day, like, we got kids, we got stresses, we got husbands, we got boyfriends, we got girlfriends, wives, whatever. This is our space that's all dealing with different types of health.
Listen, these kids getting on my nerve. Anybody want them?
Drive you crazy.
Anybody looking for some black boys? Listen, they'll give you laughs all day, but they don't like to clean.
Nope, not even themselves.
I need my boys. They be like, but if I'm not going nowhere, no one wants to smell you. So please.
Yeah, I took a bath 2 days ago. Yeah,
2 days ago, like what?
Right, like
So I'm not the only one dealing with this.
no.
My
Boys
son
are
be like,
disgusting.
why I gotta bathe today? Because your armpit stinks.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
Not that bad. Yeah, it really be not that bad. Like, no, you have to burn the shirt afterwards because you can't even watch the smell out.
Or like mine told me one day, he was like, don't worry, I'm gonna put the deodorant on. What?
No, my son said the deodorant said 48 hours, so he doesn't have to shower for 48 hours because his deodorant lasts that long.
What?
I'm mad that he got all of that freedom.
I cannot.
I'm like, I don't understand.
These boys are different. I wanted boys, but listen, the things that come with them, they nasty.
This is what I gotta look forward to. I have a 2-year-old boy. But this boy, he loves to take baths, and he's always
now. They all did then.
It's gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's always naked. He's potty training now, and he's taking his pull-ups off and running around. Poppy. And I'm like,
that's mine still. My 2 is 7. They're about to be 8 this year, and they're always naked. They love to run around here naked. And I'd be like, put some clothes on. He. I'm like, what is so funny? Put some clothes on. It's cold as shit in this house. Go put some clothes on.
That's Isaiah. My younger, he's 8. He be walking around in boxes. I'm like, where's your shorts? Oh, I don't wear bottoms anymore. I'm like, oh, so this something
just giving away shorts.
Yeah, I'm just going down. I'm boycotting, bottoms now. Like what? Like,
yo, these kids are different. Oh my God. I was like, Lord, this is what I signed up with a boy. With 2 of them. The stress.
Yeah, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get healthy, we're gonna get strong, and we'll be running laps around them.
They're gonna be like, Mom, slow down.
Slow down, yup. Yup. I appreciate you all for coming on. And we'll be doing some things. We have given some activities and some assignments. So we'll always be working towards something, so it don't feel like so much time has passed. Sometimes I'll be in my own world, and sometimes I gotta come, hey, Miss Purplelady, what's going on, or whatever the case may be. I'm going through a whole lot within myself, so but I still want to be able to be a help to others as well.
I gotta
believe
give you
that's
the
what I was
credit
meant to do.
because when Teresa put her mind on something, she go full force. So I gotta give you your credit, man. Cause listen, I be tired. I don't know how you do it. Oh Lord.
All right. Good night.
Thank
All
you.
right, good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Next
All
week.
right. Yes, next week, same time, same bad time, same bad channel.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.